What is up, guys? Welcome to Boomer Base. Today we're back again for more solo leveling. I hope everyone is excited and hyped for episode 5. Now we're really starting to get into the nitty gritty. It's all uphill from here, so let's get cracking.
But before we get to the real content, if you end up liking what you see and want to see more, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified anytime I upload.
So, welcome back to Solo Leveling. Just a quick apologies first. This video is coming out late. I was away at a Warhammer event this past weekend, so that's why the video is late. But all back to Solo Leveling and loving it week in, week out. And I really enjoyed this episode as well. Can't say anything much more other than I loved it. I liked that they kept in the beginning bit of the episode where we got to see an extremely chiseled Sun Jing Woo, which was nice. We got to still see the nurses all chatting about him and being like, "Ooh, he's the sexy boy now." And we had the nurse still offer her contact number, but it was just oblivious to him, which was quite ironic and funny. I really enjoyed still seeing that, and I'm glad they kept it in. And then we got to see a interview with Baek Yun-hoo, the one of the White Tiger Guild, the S-rank hunter, in his interview saying that there's 7 Korean S-rank hunters. So nice little bit of information to show how many S-rank hunters there are in Korea. Korea's not big, but S7's still a fair amount. And it's nice when we start to meet some of the other S-rank hunters and also start to see some of the other ones in other countries. To not go into spoiler territory for you, we've already met Yun-hoo from the White Tiger Guild. We've met Choi Jong-in, who's the fire guy. We've met Cha Hae-in from the same guild as Choi Jong-in. And then we met Yun-seok, who was in the ant bit at the beginning of the episode. But for now, that's all the S-rank stuff, so that was really positive and just nice to just elaborate the story some more. I do like as well with Yun-hoo from the White Tiger Guild. I like that, we got to hear about him being the firefighter before he became a hunter and why he still trains. I thought that was a sweet element. And then it just basically goes straight into Jin-woo is at home and he sees his sister. His sister notices that he's a whole heck of a lot taller, and she's kind of oblivious to the fact that that's quite strange. And he's also become chiseled the fuck. And he replies saying he's done a little bit of training, in which that man's doing absolutely years worth of exercise in such a short amount of time. But I'm glad we got the chiseled Jinwoo, and it's only up here. If you're enjoying that aspect of him, he starts to get a lot hotter and just downright fucking cool soon. I like that. Just shortly after that, we see him diving into his points, seeing what he should level up into and whatnot. I'm glad they keep putting that in and things for people who haven't read the webtoon and manga and stuff. They're important aspects that I'm glad that are staying in and not being skipped. Likewise, we've got the small thing to do with the rent from the landlord. I'm glad that wasn't skipped either. It's just a nice little bit to be like, hey, I can now start paying rent. And then we go down this rabbit hole of being like, how do I start earning more money? If I stay as an E ranker, it's going to be harder to get me into gates to earn more money, although I can kill stuff. But likewise, if I let people know I'm reawakened or anything like that, then I'm going to get a lot more attention and a lot more scrutiny, and maybe it'll go down the wrong type of rabbit hole that he doesn't want. So I'm glad they're keeping those aspects into this episode, and that makes the episode much, much better in my mind. And, diving further into the episode, we get to learn about what a lizard is, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But we get to meet a C rank dungeon, so we get to meet Hwang Dong-suk, who is a C rank sort of like tank bruiser type of person, and his sort of motley crew. Jinwoo joins them essentially to fill up a squad of 8, because sometimes with certain gates you need a certain amount minimum of people to enter. Which he signs a contract where he's just going to get paid to fill numbers, which is something that you've probably seen in other series and things as well, which is unusual. And then we get to meet another one of our lovely characters, Yu Jin-ho, who you'll be seeing a lot more of and things, but I won't address that anymore because this is all about not spoilers. But we enter the C rank gate. Jinwoo feels like there's something a bit off. They don't have a healer and whatnot. It's going down that sort of route. Feelings-wise, you can kind of get the vibes that something is off. He manages to instinctively tell where the monsters are going to be coming from, which is great. And there are a bunch of sort of like ant bugs and the Dongsuks, sort of band of people. Jinwoo notices that they're very rough and things, and just increasingly starts to think something's off. And as the episode's going further and further, you notice something's going off, and it's a lot easier to tell that something's going wrong with the music and how the atmosphere feels. When I was reading the webtoon, I was like, damn, Hwang is, Dong Suk seems like a real kind of cool guy randomly. Like, I was like, oh, maybe this is going to be like some person that's going to stick around, who's going to be another returning main character. But all that will change, and you'll see where that goes as the episodes go on. What I did find interesting is that just after the sort of ant bug fight, we just get taken to the White Tiger Guild, and we see them doing some like training in a gym and whatnot, and then you see the S rank essentially just like punch through like a giant rock and smashes it, and he's like, oh, that didn't even count as a warm-up. And that was something that wasn't in the webtoon, and that's something that just threw me off completely in this episode. But it's still cool. I suppose with the anime, what I need to remember is that they're trying to build the world, build the story up more than just a webtoon that is quite fast paced and goes through things quite quickly. So they have more time in the anime, obviously, and I think that's something that will be a recurrent thing in my anime review. So I apologise about that, but it was something that was cool, and I liked the aspect of it, just seeing more to do with the S ranks rather than being fleeting characters like they were in the webtoon, it felt. Then we get into what seems to be the boss dungeon area, and Christ's sake, there's webs, and I hate spiders so much. So having boss spider monsters always gives me the fucking heebie-jeebies. But then we see that there's a bunch of crystals in there, and it's quite a very big hall. Someone mentions Hwang Dong-suk's brother, Hwang Dong-su. So we don't get to really see much about him, other than that Hwang Dong-suk doesn't like hearing about him, and he's the older brother, so by process of elimination we can assume he is a higher rank, but won't go into the rank, obviously. But it's a nice, interesting bit. It builds the story, it builds the episode up a lot more, and just pretty much fuck spiders. And then lastly we get into the bit that everyone was waiting for, the learning about what the lizard is, the people that commit crimes in dungeons, which is an awful thing to think about, but I understand, it would happen in a world like this, where people will kill people to fill up quotas. All types of crimes can happen in dungeons for people to get more money and things. Hwang Dong-suk and his team go back and they seal off the entrance, which leaves our two characters trapped with the boss, which means the boss wakes up and Jin essentially says, I'm going to beat it, and it ends on a fucking cliffhanger, which is the even more annoying thing. God fucking damn it. A cliffhanger, next episode is probably going to be the best episode that we've had so far, for sure, and it's great to have an anime that, even by episode 6, the episodes are just getting better, and better. So absolutely love that. Big fan. The whole entire episode was just really good. We got to learn a whole ton about the new world. I say the new world, the world in general, so new things about the world. We got to learn about a bunch of different characters again, a lot of different just bits and bobs, which was just nice for world building, whilst also seeing a cool ass fucking dungeon, more fight scenes, learning more about different tactics and things like that. So solid episode from me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Letting you comment and things, liking, all that type of shit lets me know how much you enjoy the episode. And of course, Doodle Pip, and I'll see you for next week's episode.
Hey, thank you for watching the video. Click the button to keep watching, or click the other video for more videos, and don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.